Okay. We're back. Better than ever. Don't know what happened. Have a beverage finally, though. Okay. I don't know if anybody's going to come back to chat, but whatever. Time to learn. Interactable component. Why does the name show up different? I wonder why they named the, the file different. That's that. Oh, might have somebody here. Okay. What is this? Is this like... Interactable component. Must be a button. Nobody's here. I lost all my viewers. Surprise. Find descending components. How do you know this is it? Let's write this. Entity descendant. It never comes up. Sim light post. Post. Oh, interesting. Okay, so this... Oh, got somebody here. Well, come to the stream again. Sorry, I crashed earlier. I don't know what happened. Internet died, so I had to restart literally everything, the whole house. Just unplugged the house and plugged it back in. So you can access these meshes directly inside of here and set it to a mesh component. So grab that mesh component for mesh component in mesh components, set mesh component material instance. Why can't you just grab, what is this? Isn't it going to be the first thing in there? So let's just do this. If mesh comp equals, because doesn't it return, find descendant components returns an array, right? I've got an error here, so it's not going to work. Find descendant components transacts the order of the return components is unspecified and subject to change. Oh, great. Finds all components attached to identity of type component type. Doesn't say what it is. If it's an array, I'm going to assume it is. So we'll mesh components 0. Nope. Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they make it? Well, well, so I guess you're kind of hoping that there's only one mesh component in there. Lantern. How do you know that is? How do you know this thing exists? There's no lantern. To a material instance, which is how does it do this? I mean, if you didn't set the material in here, wouldn't it already be applied? I really don't understand. One day will they fix the errors in the digest? No, they won't. I don't know. Maybe they will. I doubted them. Server back. The internet died on my house. Same before, I just unplugged my whole house and plugged it back in. Seems to be good. I don't understand some of the stuff that they do sometimes. Like, why do we need to do this? Right? What is this? Why is this? It doesn't make any sense to me. Do you have to do this? You can't have the material set on it already? Because this lantern already has something set on it. You're just turning the light on and off. And you toggle it. Material instance. Maybe we have to do this to get access to it to do this. So you have to set it with verse. What? That seems like such a pain. And then find the light. So you're setting both the emissiveness of this material, which is this. So what? Oh, it's up here. That's the lantern. So we're looking here. Multiplier of 1. If we put this to 0, it should turn off. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool. That makes sense, right? Everybody? Everybody agrees with me. Do nothing if you agree with me. The bats are neat. Let's look at that. Yo, open up. Material is just a moth. Shape. It's flat. Wow, did you guys really need to do all this? Ah, yeah. Fancy. Okay, and then that's plugged into here. Yeah. And it is probably sphere. I don't know why they decided to use a sphere. I guess whatever. Cool. Yeah. That's neat. It's a good idea. Okay, so we know how to make something interactable, which is literally just an interactable component. Select this again. Interactable component. That's something that you add on. Add a component. If we were to, how do you delete stuff? Yeah, there we go. Move that. And then interactable component. So that's what makes it a button. Now you know. Fancy for something you'll barely see unless it's used outside of the demo even then. Yeah, maybe. Which lantern swings? There's a swinging lantern. There we go. Keyframe movement component. it's on a pivot. This is an entity. The lantern lives underneath the pivot. The pivot does the keyframe movement delta. Ping. Simple movement component. What's that? Simple movement component. Oh yeah. Oh, here's that sleep. Because sometimes there's an issue that it simulates before the game begins. So you put in a sleep 0.1, something important. Okay. So I guess then the idea is to make something. Why would we want to do this? We want to do this because everything just becomes all compartmentalized in one thing. So then if we were to take this light post and Alt and another one, why is it moving it around? Oh, they're okay. Right, that's in front, isn't it? It's just me. Why do they not look like they overlap? They do. Something funky's going on. And supposedly that's super light and doesn't add to the okay, so let's do this one because this one's got an interaction device on it or component on it. So we should be able to turn on and off every one of these. Let's launch this. And I don't have to add any verse. I don't have to add any devices to the scene. This is where I think the superpower is. Because if I wanted to do this otherwise, I would have to create a creative device. I don't know if any of you guys are listening. I have to create a device in verse, and then I would have to hook up the light to that device. And if I want to make another one, then I have to do that. Or I'd have to make a device that manages all of my light devices, and those light devices would have to be added to the verse device. And I would imagine there's a moth in my room. It's distracting. There's a moth getting. Oh. Yeah. Oh, you guys can see. No, those are the moths from the lantern. I imagine that I would be able to take this here. I'm sort of talking because my game screen looks like this right now. I'm just going to edit session. But if I take this guy here, right, and then I could copy paste. So let's go copy. What happens if we just paste in? It did something somewhere. It made, yeah. You know, something definitely looks up. Like, look at how it affects the shadows of the other one when it goes in front. It looks like it's in front, but it's not. So let's copy this guy, paste. And then all of the verse. Yeah, lantern interaction component is there. Which is the verse file here. And it just manages itself. So I think that's where the superpower is. Yeah, in the end. I mean, I kind of knew that, but I'm glad I was able to sort of touch it and understand it in that regard. Rue Craft. I don't think I've ever seen you around, man. How's it going? Still waiting for this to start up. This is my screen. The lobby of smashing trees that never break. Every once in a while you can fly out of here. Not today. I don't know why it happens. But not today, folks. When you fly out of here, you can actually take a look at how they've done this. There's nothing out there. This is just literally a material. It's just an empty void outside of the lobby. It's really neat. Pretty good. Haven't had too much time to pop into the streams. That's all good, man. I don't do a lot of live streams, but I want to. I just have to find the time for it. Yeah. And some tutorials. I want to do tutorials on scene graph, get started, to get people thinking about it. Have me thinking about it, actually. But yeah, I think for, a lot of usability, if you have this case where you want to duplicate stuff like this, then I think that's the superpower. Because if this is reality, if this doesn't get too buggy in the very near future, I mean, supposedly it's quite buggy right now. I would say that I wouldn't use scene graph for anything that you're going to release, because I have a feeling that they're still really, really playing with it and trying to get it to work. My internet connection better still work for a while. I wonder if I should tone down my stream. Kilobits per second. No. Still trying to learn verse. It's hard to keep up. I wouldn't worry. Don't worry. I mean, yeah, obviously. Learning a language feels like a big deal. But I don't think scene graph falls too far off of just the norm of what verse is. Like, you're still doing fours. I never do for do's. I don't know what I don't write like that, but I mean stuff like this where you're going through a list of items, you just do a for loop. So a lot of this stuff is very normal. We're finding a material inside of another thing. This is new, find descendant components. I was working through this earlier when nobody was here, trying to understand what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I'm catching up too. Like, this stuff is a little bit new to me, and the first thing I do is I just control click on it, and then I go look inside of the digest, and try to read some of the comments. The thing about that I found, find descendant components, getting this mesh components, it doesn't give back an array. It gives back a something. Like, you can loop through it, but it's not an array. Right? So if you know a little bit of verse, then you can kind of, like, it's returning, it's a transact, so we got to do an if. But if we just go m equals mesh components. Oh, finally, my computer. You guys aren't even be able to see my screen. Yeah, see, this doesn't run. See my that bigger. See, if I just put a 0 in here, it's obviously not grabbing it as an array, or this would work. So I don't know how to access these directly, because I was kind of thinking, like, why do this? I think it's because we have to set the material for the mesh component inside of the light post to this material, so that we can set the emissive setting. That turns it on and off. I don't think this is going to work off the get-go, but let's go find out. Oh, maybe it will. It does. And it comes with moths too. Yeah, a lot of times when I start up a project, And so each one of them can be turned on and off. And that's, oh, look at that lighting too. I'm in performance mode. It still looks good. Okay, so that's cool. Supreme, I am back. Yes. I unplugged my whole house and plugged it back in. I don't know what happened. I've restarted my computer and the internet and everything. I don't know why it died. I'm lost. Whatever. Okay, so that's cool. So that I think is going to be the super duper power of this system. So back to here. I'm still lost on this, but I'm assuming there's a reason for it. I wish I could sit down with somebody from Epic and be like, hey guys, can you answer all of my questions, please? So I was also looking at the movement component that they've done. I think this is really interesting. You could probably just reuse this, right? Yeah, I mean, there's lots of, should it autoplay, yes or no? Or should you, I think what would, you know what we should do? You know what we should do right now? Let's modify, let's do something, which one is it? It's this one here, right? Okay, so these ones don't turn on and off, right? Let's take a look. Take a look at the lamp. Okay, so there's nothing in here that has any ability to interact with it. So we're going to add a component. You guys watching? This is the exciting part. We're going to add a interactable component, which my understanding so far makes a button. Now it makes a button on the whole thing, and I don't know if you can set a radius of any sorts. We should look at that. Okay, back to verse. So we can borrow the interaction component here. So let's steal this, right? And simple movement component. Okay, go back to this one. SM light turn 01. This one. Oh wait, I only added it on one of them, right? This one. Okay, so let's add if I do this, I'm going to end up simple movement component. Yeah, let's add it in here. So on simulate, do the keyframe thing. It's fine. Okay, so let's paste this in. And we need this. On interact finish. We don't want to toggle the light. We're going to do finished. Let's go down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it sway only once we interact with it. It's almost like if you bumped it or something. So let's call start swaying. Block. And let's see. If autoplay, do this. So actually, let's just comment this out because we don't care if it's autoplay or not right now. We could, you know, oh yeah. So let's do this. Now the only thing, oops, I need, bruh. let's let's take this out. Or no, can we? Yeah. Let's just move this here. And then we're just going to straight on do this. Right? And we can stop it too. So let's do that. Let's go, let's take it, no, I'll leave that. Var is swaying, logic equals false, right? So let's do, I kind of want to make this fast. I kind of want to, I don't want to just, I want to do it properly, but I don't want to do it properly. Okay, so let's, if is swaying equals false, then do this. Set is swaying equals true. So there's our toggle for that. Else, we'll go stop swaying. Set is swaying to false. Stop swaying. So yeah, we're setting up the button up there. And then we're going to do the keyframe stuff here. Initialize keyframe movement component. Keyframed movement component. What's that? Huh. That's a thing. Okay, great. This, which is this, which is so we just need this, right? And then tell it to stop. I wonder if it'll stop on an angle. Okay, that should work, right? Hello, anybody? What do you think? Oh, save selected. Okay, so each one of these, let's just put it on the front too. And then none of the other ones should work anymore. Right? Because I took off the autoplay. Okay, let's build. I don't know if I built properly. Let's build again just in case. I think. Save. Built successfully, I guess. Push changes. All right, over here. You hope it works? I think it will. So I think that it's important. Come back to me. I think it's important to look at the templates, look at what they did, but I wouldn't, any of the example templates that I've looked at, I rarely use them as a way that I would code per se. Like there's definitely some great guidance in there, but I definitely change a lot of stuff on my own. So this is just a way to understand sort of the hierarchy of how scene graph works. And I think it's really important. It's full moon tonight. Feels good. It's always me in verse when I'm never sure if it actually built changes. Just build it again. Just keep building. Who cares? Build it like 5 times. Yeah. Yeah, I got the same problem. Well, hopefully you guys are making some cool games and stuff. I don't know if anybody wants to talk about any of that or ask any questions. I'm going over scene graph. This is mainly for me, but I thought I would just do this live because I'm sure there are others out there that are working on something and they're thinking about getting a scene graph, but they don't really want to do it. And maybe they can watch somebody else or mess with it. So that's me. I don't mind fumbling around for a little bit, but I don't think this is going to be too hard to figure out. I think it's important to understand what the components that they allow you to add, like a sound component. Let's see. So we've got a sound component, a light component, simple movement component, a particle system component, sphere light, spotlight. I know all the lights are in there. And then the rest of this stuff is all custom verse components. So particle system, right? Light, movement, sound, sphere, spotlights. So rectangle light, sphere light, and spotlight. Oh, we're in. Let's go. Let's see if it works. It's a long way to go. Okay, so none of them should be moving because I took out the autoplay. Look, they're all at an angle. Okay, so if I interact with this, it should move. Wow. All right. Now these ones don't have an interact device, a component added to them, so I can't do anything with them. Okay, so we're going to interact again and it should stop. Right now. Nope. It briefly stops. It's getting worse. Look at it. What have I done? Let's hit it again. It just won't stop. Oh my god, it's gonna... Look at my lantern. It's not doing what this one will do. So that one just sways nicely. Yeah, okay, so this is the problem with the animation controller. The animation controller does its animation based on the position that it's in currently. It is really windy today for this poor lantern. The other one's fine. The other one's just, it's got a breeze. There's a little breeze. This guy's flowing in the wind. It's stormy. Okay, let's end that. Let's go fix that. It's funny. It's funny to me. I like funny stuff. I'm just learning verse for the past 2 years. Hey, me too. And just recreating other game mechanics. Yeah. A lot of my tutorials started off by just trying to recreate other game mechanics that I saw. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, so stop swaying doesn't stop it swaying. How come? Why have they done this? I wonder why they've done this where it's a local... It seems lazy. Like, I should be able to... Why doesn't it stop? Okay, I don't care about that. I want this. Pause. Maybe we could call pause. Will pause make a difference than stop? Let's find out. Is it a bug? No. I just don't know anything. Okay, let's push the verse change. Oh, you guys aren't even looking at my screen. So all I did was change stop to reset. So I was looking over documentation. Let's just change stop to reset. I love Baymax. Big Hero 6 is one of my favorite movies. Watched it a lot with my kid. It's fun. It's a fun movie. Great graphics, great concept. Funny character. Come on. Internet's dying or something again. Oh, I got that. Okay, so these all are not moving again. Let's start them up. Okay, it's moving. We'll hit interact. It pauses briefly, but I think it just reset. Have I written something wrong in my code? I don't know. Reset? Is that a thing you can do? That's not what I wanted. That's not what I want. I want this stopped. Paused. Yeah, there's no reset in here. All right, well, we're stumped. Why does it keep trying to restart the movement? You know what I mean? Like, this is fine. This runs, it starts at playing, but this interaction, let's do a print. Let's see if this is running properly. I turn this swing. I mean, we got it half done, right? It's not swing. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. That's not it. Why can't you call pause on this? Oh, you can. I bet this works. Somebody needs to read my code and tell me I'm an idiot. Thank you. All right. Is there a cancel option? No, I just wrote it wrong. Not sure if this is all over my head. I wouldn't worry. You never know what you're going to pick up. We're really just doing something simple like playing with the animation controller. Animation controller's been there forever, so you should learn it. It's I mean, there's 3 ways to move things. 4 ways actually. You could use a sequencer. Actually, you could use 5. You can use a rig, which is harder. You can use a sequencer, which is good. You could play sequences. You can use teleport to, you can use move to, and an animation controller. So, animation controller has got a lot of built-in sort of ease in, ease out stuff. It's like that. Okay. All right. Why did it look so weird for a second? You guys are only getting 30 frames per second. Okay, so if we interact with it, it should stop. Worked. Okay, start it back up. Stop. Start. Yeah, see, so it's still the animation controller is going to go from its original position. So what we want to do is we want to find its position initially, save that, and then we'll do we could do a teleport to, which would just put it back in a very downward position. Better way to do it to use is yeah, another animation controller, I guess. You guys can't see my screen. I'm so stupid. Hang on a second. Okay, so this one, we can pause it. See, this one's still moving. Set this one off again. And it's going to go to the right more. So if I pause it down I don't think I'm ever going to be able to reset it completely down. Pause it there. Start it up again. Yeah, it's still going to be the Stormy Lantern. Anyways, it's cool. It works. Neat, right? So we did it. Okay, so I think what we should do, just to sort of round this one off, I don't think there's a reset position. No. Why does it keep going to this? There. Okay, so so I think we need the transform. So let's do this. Oops. Okay, come on, fingers. So we're going to need, I think we can do this one now. And it not become experimental. Let's see. Can we go to this? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we save the initial position. We want to get the transform of, what are we, the entity. We can get the transform of an entity, right? Entity equals entity. So the entity is always available within. Yes, it is. Okay, so let's do this. Let's go set initial position equals entity get transform. No, get global, get local. Get local transform. I think we can do that. And then when we stop swaying, okay, this is not going to be clean. And let's take out pause and put in stop. You know, it just occurred to me. Well, if entity, can we teleport to an entity? Something tells me no. Does anybody know how to, oh, you should look into the overlap hit example, since it has, you step on the volume, it stops, and when you exit, it moves. That's just a pause. I think that animation controller just pauses. But what I want to do is I want to reset. Oh, you're right. I know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, so this is just silly. We don't need to do any of this. What we need to do, let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. We do know we can get the transform of it. That's cool. We do want to use pause. And let's do this. We'll go var is initialized. Initialized. Yeah, it's false. Cool. What we want to do is when this thing starts up, I need to swap my screen. Sorry, guys. Okay. Always remind me of that. I'm never. I'm not paying enough attention. Okay, so what we're gonna do is instead of trying to stop it or something like that, we want to when the simulation starts up, we want it to do nothing. We want to just pay attention to the components. So the interactable, the button, when that happens, what? Go to this. There. Enable, disable, enable, started, succeeded, canceled. Why is it a finished event? And why isn't finished event even in here? Where's finished? Okay, well. Cancel, succeed, cooldown, success, started event, succeeded event, consent. Why is... Oh, it is a succeeded event. What am I doing? Okay, I don't know why they called it this. I would call this something else, but it doesn't matter. Toggle light. We're in the wrong file. So, succeeded event. Okay, so there's no finished event. Getting frustrated over nothing. Okay, so what we want to do is when this happens, we want to see if the whole thing's been initialized or not. Here, if initialized equals false, set is initialized equals true, and start swing. If not, do this. Let's call this pause swing. Toggle pause swing. Toggle pause swing. Let's do that. That makes sense, right? Let's do this. True. Lantern is swing now. Blah, blah, blah. So instead of stopping it and stuff, we're going to just pause. I bet that fixes it. Right? Right? Right, everybody? Say yes. Yes, it will. What's this? Built with errors. Built with errors. Where? Aren't any errors? No, what's the problem? Let's close this. That's not what I wanted. Okay, build again. 2 errors. Right. Okay, well, then I guess we got to go look somewhere else for where these errors are. Is initialized is a thing. All right. Is, has. Let's put has. Has initialized. How about that? What are the chances, eh? That work? That works. Okay, so don't use is initialized. Checking the message log I know. Are you recreating the lamp example? No, actually what I'm doing is I am the lantern would sway when the simulation started. So I wanted it to where it would only sway if we touched it. So there we go. There we go.